Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. As always, I greet you with a smile in my eyes, and a smile in my heart. There's so much respect and honor and gratitude to each one. We are not able to control other people's lives. It is only your own life that you can focus on to grow, to change, to expand. And I'm thankful for your ride on my journey to discovering myself, more of me. And in the meantime, I get to pass on things that may benefit you. So there's just gratitude. And I lead with these words. You are not this body. You are not this mind. You are not the thoughts you're having. You exist outside of time. I am not this body. I am more than this mind. I am beyond the thoughts I'm having. I exist outside of time. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We exist outside of time. And now I'll share these words with all my heart. Let them fall wherever they fall. It is a gift from me to you and from me to me. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to accept. Just feel whatever comes to you to feel. The quiet stillness. It is in the midst of stillness and quietness that a presence can arrive. A presence from beyond this physical world of matter. And in that stillness and quietness, you can hear the voice of your creator, the words from your twin, the messages from your guides and your team, and those friends and loved ones that have passed over to the other side. The world of noise and sounds and thoughts that go with the must-dos and have-tos are always trying to bring you into their presence. But theirs is a world of highs and lows, distractions and disappointments, achievements and excitements. But most times those things lack the presence of peace, the presence of gentle yet powerful introspection and self-awareness. Those things that deliver a broader perspective from a broader view of what this life is, who you are, and where you've come from. The answers to these questions very seldom, if at all, arrive in those moments of the noise of life, but instead are waiting for you in the stillness and quietness of your breath as your creator speaks to you between the simple inhale and exhale, in the space between your heartbeats, and in the silence that exists between every thought. Go there as often as you can. Turn off the noise, even what you may not think is noise. For your creator and your twin and the you that sits at the right hand of your creator will hardly ever shout over the noise because they will always defer to your sovereign choice. But as soon as you step away from the noise, you will hear them and you will feel their presence. And your connection with their presence will grow into a full-blown relationship where you will choose spending time with them over spending time with the noise of life. This reality of yourself as just a physical being in a physical realm and the identity that you have taken on to play this game of experiencing this reality is slowly and subtly disappearing. Like a fog or mist drifting over you, gently but powerfully disturbing all your reference points and shifting your balance and equilibrium that you have built up in the physical world. Your identity as simply a human is fading away, one cloud at a time. In the future that is here, but is still yet to come for most, you will have full knowing and remembrance of this game of identity and experience that you have been playing. It is a game of wanting to experience it all. You have chosen many costumes and avatars to play all the different roles. A man, a woman, black, white, straight, gay, rich, poor, married, single, good health, poor health, Democrat, Republican, independent, Catholic, Christian, Buddhist, Islamic, atheist, or agnostic, a big family, an only child, a single parent, both parents, and no family at all. And maybe you did all this in just one lifetime. And each of these characters have had their different challenges. Each produce and present an identity that we take on. We take it on so strongly that we fight against every other identity that is not like ours, because we have forgotten that it is simply an experiment to learn, grow, and expand. But because we have forgotten, we fight with the other identities to the death, creating wars that would destroy the world. And let me tell you, we have come very close. That energy that is in each of us that says, I will never forgive them for what they did to me, and I know I am right, would destroy the world if it had a million-man army at its disposal and weapons of mass destruction. We have done it to each other. So the only difference between Hitler, Mussolini, our American presidents, and almost all the world leaders and us is that we don't have an army that we can send. Therefore, we have only killed a few instead of millions. But it is the same energy of I know the truth. They are wrong and they must go. At some point, all the rage and anger softens and you wonder what it was all about. You purposely or accidentally enter those places of stillness and quietness where the presence of your creator can be felt, and self-awareness and introspection light up the folly and absurdity of your anger and rage. Every different role that you have taken on has had a built-in judgment against any role except your own. It is set up that way so that you can expand your consciousness in places where it is lacking the understanding of what things truly are. We find people who we think like us, and then we band together to talk about people who are not like us, to judge, to blame, and to go to war with, until once again self-awareness and introspection win the day and produce a softness that brings about a level of consciousness and awareness that is filled to the brim with understanding, knowing, and remembrance, giving us the priceless gifts of compassion, love without conditions, and a peace that passes all understanding. And then a light begins to glow from within and from without, and our eyes are filled with shimmering light that pierce through all the veils of forgetfulness. My daughter's best friend, whom she went to college with, recently reached out to me with her own moment of self-awareness and introspection as she was helping her niece get settled into her dorm for her exciting freshman year of college. She noticed how all her niece's fellow students, including her niece, thought they were the smartest people on the planet, but they knew nothing. Their conversations were without depth and perspective. They were just plain silly, she would say. All of a sudden, she saw herself and my daughter talking to me when she was a freshman in college, and she had a grand moment of self-awareness and introspection that made her go, "Oh no, I was like those kids, and I thought I was hot stuff. I thought I knew so much." She called me out of the blue, now 42 years old, and said, "Wow, you must have thought I was so blind to what I didn't know and so full of myself." I told her that it is great to have that moment of self-awareness and introspection. She entered consciously or unconsciously into that place where she could hear the voice of her creator. I told her that I had no judgment of her and her folly, for I had done the same. But what I didn't tell her is that there will be many more moments like this. For even as she had gained the awareness of that moment, there will still be many more moments to come. They will come when you are ready to listen, when you step outside of the noise and sounds of life and enter into the quiet and stillness of the world of your creator, where you will be able to hear his voice of love, truth, and freedom. I say again, I am in the future, and what is here has no relationship to what is in your current timeline. A new experience, a new experiment has commenced here. It is still about growing, expanding, as the source and the creator of all seeks now to know itself from a higher vibration, from the nature of one who has remembered who they are and who is not or does not identify with a character or role that is experiencing life in a dense and low vibration filled with anger, rage, selfishness, and greed. For the creator is now seeking itself through the higher vibration and higher consciousness of service to others, unity, kindness, and love without conditions. It may seem impossible for 8 billion plus people to come to this place of unity, kindness, service to others, and love without conditions. But I am there, and it is real, and you can feel it. You can feel it coming, and you can feel it here, even if it is just within you. But when you are ready to return back to your full union with the Creator, all seeking will end, and all experiments that have been set aside for you to participate in will no longer require your presence in a physical form. For you will have learned all that you have come to learn and overcome all that you have come to overcome. You will just assist the continued expansion of humanity and assist those that are still in need of playing the game of experiencing it all, allowing them to continue to learn what they came to learn and overcome what they have come to overcome. Until, like me, they have chosen to enter the unchangeable perfection of the world of the Creator and no longer dwell in the changeable, imperfect realities that were created for us to learn, grow, expand, and overcome. I had a moment the other day when I was at work at the athletic club and I was talking to a member that I didn't know while having lunch. We shared a few brief comments, and after a little while, he got up to leave and he said, "Nice chatting. My name is Kai." And I said, "Hey, Kai, my name is," and I went blank. In that moment, I was nameless. I somehow quickly remembered, I am David. And I said, "David." It all happened in a blur, so he didn't notice the pause. But for me, it was a lifetime as a flood of remembrance came pouring in. Holy shit, it's happening. As I feel myself in a way that I have never felt before. This has been building in me over time, a cumulative growing from many moments over a long but short period of time, and there is no going back. I am new once again. And so too are we all as we experience these moments and every moment of self-awareness and introspection in those beautiful moments in the stillness and quiet. You are never surpassing anyone else. You are only surpassing yourself, for there can never be a comparison between you and anyone. As I continue to live more and more in the future while at the same time still being here, I will grow in my ability to use the new communication system that connects me to everything with less and less effort. A conscious awareness of who we are and what we do in every moment is what is now here to greet us all. Cheers, everyone. I will see you in that place of stillness and quiet where we truly know one another from the past, from the present, and the future, and from the beginningless beginning where time has never lived. And finally, spaciousness. Sit quietly now and feel the expansiveness of your being. Be still as the first movement of the symphony begins to play, a haunting melody of blending the high notes of the violins and the deep notes of the cellos. There is something here that is beyond all that is appearing on the screen of life. It is spaciousness. Now the violin plays a solo in the perfect silence that surrounds it, and within its cry, there is you and your creator, matter and spirit, thought and no thought. We are simply one with the music and one with it all. And all separation is dissolving as you rest in the arms of your creator. And then the sound rises again with the inclusion of the cellos, the oboes, and the French horns. A swelling of beauty, magnificent and grand. It is the second movement of the expansion of your awareness as a divine, eternal being of spirit. This is the place of peace, of safety, well-being, and security, and you are home. Beyond all the information that pours out on you on the screen of your life, you are sitting at the right hand of your Father in heaven, and there is this grand feeling of spaciousness. And within that spaciousness is infinite wisdom, infinite understanding, and unlimited awareness and perspective. Now we enter the third movement of this beautiful and gentle symphony, and the flutes take the lead, and we are led to fly back over ourselves as we are sitting in our chair, listening to the beautiful and gentle music. We can see ourselves in that place without spaciousness. looking at all the information about everything as it pours in from every channel. But we see that one sitting in the chair is unable to interpret the meaning of all the information and is left with many questions about what everything is and who everyone is. There is tension in this movement of the symphony as the violins come in to go back and forth with the flute, presenting two sides for each one to choose. And in the uncertainty of the choice, there is tension. Tension in the mind and tension in the body. So from our place at the right hand of the Father, we watch ourselves and all of humanity wade through this tension and ponder this state of unknowing, even though they have all knowing within themselves already. But as the music continues, you see the conflict within yourself as you look at yourself sitting in the chair. You see that that one in the chair has simply forgotten this union with their Father, where all is known and all is seen. The one sitting in the chair has taken on so much control, and with that control, taking themselves far too seriously, and they have lost the amazing reality of the spaciousness that is right beside them. The walls of I must do, I must be, I must say, I must have hemmed them in to the feeling of limitation and fear. And now the final movement begins and the tension is resolved. Once again, the low notes of the cellos lead us back to that place of spaciousness, as we must first remove the limitations and fear from our awareness, for they are only illusions. Now we raise the energy to a height that has not been felt in the music up till now. We bring in all the instruments, the timpani drums, the trumpets, and the bass, and the tempo slowly builds and increases as we move into the crescendo. Higher and higher we go into the expanse, into the spaciousness of infinity. And there is an explosion of sound and color, for we are home. Now we return to ourselves sitting in the chair, and we bring ourselves that are in this physical world of matter into the spaciousness, into the world of spirit. And we remove once and for all the questions, the must-dos, the limitations, and the fear, as we now feel the spaciousness that has always belonged to us. We have just completed Symphony number 22, Spaciousness, a theme by your creator, conducted by me and you and all humanity. This music will always take you home. Listen to it whenever it calls itself to you. The level of information coming out now and the noise that accompanies it is almost too much to bear. Go within and listen to the symphony of your creator. A song perfectly orchestrated for you. And there you will find all the answers to all your questions, for everything exists in the spaciousness of the music that is played between you and your creator. Simply listen and let everything else fall away. For like you, everything else will return to the place that it was destined to return to. It is the place called spaciousness, space between the notes, space between the colors, space between the beginning and the ending, and space between the body and the spirit. In that space, a lifetime can be lived, a new you can be created, and you are home. Spaciousness. Oh, spaciousness, a place and a feeling at the same time, a place imbued with your freedom and the home of your union with your creator. Now relax, for in this place, your heart is full, your destiny is fulfilled, and the love inside of you can blossom toward everything and everyone. Simply let your being expand as the fear and limitations that have hemmed you in, that have kept you in tension and contraction, are now swallowed up by the unlimited spaciousness of the world of your Creator, in the same way that the light swallows up the dark. Cheers to you all, my beloved friends. Know that gratitude is what sets you free. Have gratitude for every moment, which allows you to receive something new in the next moment, and so on and so on. Play your music of love for everything, for everyone and everything wherever you go. Let the world hear your symphony that holds the song of you and your Creator. And you will always have a perfect life with perfect health and a magic future. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I am the one who is called David.